to sign up for anything.
Okay.
If all you have to do, I'll tell you, you just ask him a day and a time, and then we'll send in the link. We won't even make him sign up on the calendar. You and I will do that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's
That's
what I'm
good.
telling you. And then once you understand the process, you'll be great. You
All
know,
right.
right?
All right.
But okay, anyone else have anything they want me to go through besides kind of a nice overall perspective? Otherwise, I could just take you on a tour of Starbucks before I start. This one is a very nice one, by the way. Okay. Nope. Okay, we're good. All right, let me get started for you guys. Okay. Hold on one second here. Okay. Here's, there we go. Okay, so everyone kind of recognizes their dashboard or back office. And if they don't, then I'm worried about all of you. Okay. So when you log into our system, this is what you'll see. Remember, you can start a meeting right away. And if you don't want to be the only person in the meeting, you're going to want to share an invite link, right? And so you would hit that share button to make that happen. Okay. If you want to schedule a meeting, let me see, this is not clicking for a second. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, this is going slow today. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do it this way instead. Hold on a second, because this will be faster. Let me start it this way. I could just tell when sometimes sharing multiple websites is going to hurt a little bit. Okay. So there it is. Okay. That is my back office. And like I said, if you want to share an invite link, it's right there. Copy the link or copy the whole invite. The invite gives a little more detail. The invite is just a link. And you literally can start a meeting, boom, by clicking that. If you want to schedule a meeting, here's how you schedule a meeting, right? Pick the title, write the description, the day, the time. This is the suggested length of the meeting. You're not going to be limited to that, but your guest will understand what the expectation should be. If you want the meeting to be every week, if you want to have a waiting room or broadcast Facebook Live, any of that good stuff. Okay. Then you're going to decide whether you want it to be a standard meeting, an interactive meeting, or webinar mode. Right? Standard meeting is the one we started today. Notice I wasn't sharing the website. We're all just talking. I could bring up a website at any time, or you could do an interactive meeting where you're going to create those co-host links, right? I was going to want to create smart links to invite other people to invite their guests. Since I'm not going to be the only one trying to sell products today, I would bring up my co-host. I'm going to pick my replicated website among all the different websites that I may use. There it is. That's mypitch.com. It's my website, even though I'm going to invite other people with their website because I'm going to invite my own guests. Okay. And then I'm going to pick the people that I've used in the past. I don't want to waste time setting them up again. No reason to do that. I'm literally just checking their name. That's how easy it is to set it up. And I have some new people that brand new. They joined my company yesterday, and I want to give them an invite link to invite people. And the only thing I need to know is their first name, last name, email. I'm going to remember that they're doing pitch with me, not my other opportunities. I hit save, and boom, these emails now are going to go out to all of these people. Here they are. I set up an invite link for Harry, Jacqueline. I set it one for myself. All those invite links will now immediately go out, and it's going to say to these people, Steve's doing a meeting Thursday at 8 o'clock. And all he wants you to do is invite guests to the meeting. He's going to do the presentation. He's going to make the sales for you. He's going to explain everything to your customer.
Just send me a text and you're okay.
And you're going to get credit for the sale. Let me start, put that on mute for that person. Okay, sorry. Because I'm sure he didn't want us to know what text he sent me, right? So when we do that, it's that simple. They're going to get that invite link. And there it is. Create invite link. And I don't have to do any more work. Now the system, Pitch, we do it all for you. No integrations required. When that meeting happens at Thursday night at 8 o'clock, before that meeting starts, here it is. It's already appearing in my back office. Let's say, for instance, somebody wanted me to add a few other names. I could edit the meeting, add more names to it. Let's say I wanted to change the date and time because I realized I could hit edit meeting, or I could share more additional invite links, or I could literally start the meeting. All that literally in real time in just a few seconds. Okay. That's how easy it is to set up a meeting or start an instant meeting. You have those options in both sides. Okay. Any questions on that at all, right? You can set up a standard meeting. You can set up a meeting where your website will appear right away, or you can set up a webinar. And a webinar, the difference between a meeting and a webinar is a webinar means they're only going to see you or whatever other designated speaker that you may choose. Because a lot of people sometimes have meetings with a lot of people. And even though you mute them or they're off camera, you don't want to see all those boxes. You just want to see your presentation and you. And that's why you would pick a webinar mode. Okay. And then here is the reward section. And this is where you can see all the people that you referred. You can see how much you're going to get paid. And then the next section would be trigger your payment. And what you basically have to do to get paid is do two things back here. You have to put in your bank information because we ACH the money to you, which is kind of nice and straightforward, no middleman. And the one is that you also have to fill out the tax form. You don't fill out the tax form, even though you haven't earned $600 yet with us and you're not paying taxes yet, the software and the system likes to know that that form is in place when it happens, so we didn't have to check you. So a lot of times you go, I can't access my money because that tax form isn't filled out. And sometimes if you want to check your profile, maybe you want to change your invite links, you see these edit buttons right here. So you can change the name on the account. You can change the email associated with the account. You could, here's your referral link. When somebody wants to do that, you get a copy of that. And here's where you can change your personal link that everyone will see when you send them the invite link. All you do is hit edit. If I didn't want it to be /Steve because I didn't want people to know that, I wanted to come up with a generic name, I could literally hit edit and I just change it right here and it'll change on the fly. For those of you that want to broadcast to Facebook, Live, YouTube, Instagram, anything that 25-year-olds watch today, this is where you would do that. And all you do here is you put in your streaming URL. And if you have to ask what a streaming URL is, that means it probably isn't for you. And you could also use any third party too, like Restream or StreamYard. You literally type that in and that'll allow you anytime, all the time, if you want to simultaneously broadcast to Facebook Live, okay? Also, a lot of people say, how do I change my subscription? You can do that right here. Okay? Right here, change my plan, change your credit card information. You know, if it's renewed and hasn't do it, you don't have to always don't pretend you don't see the cancel my plan. I don't want you to know where that is. Okay. But a lot of people sometimes go, oh my God, I need to update my credit card information. And they start with customer service. And the truth is it can really start and end with you. Okay. Also the my meeting right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one meeting. Meeting settings. That's a button that a lot of you guys I know don't look at. So two things are back here, meeting reports. When you invite people, you'll also get reports of who showed up and who, especially if you use co-host links, who invited those people. So that's where that meeting report section is. And then meeting settings is you have some control of how you want that to do. Like I always like to have my personal link is the same. So I kind of develop my link is my brand, even though it's only good for that one meeting if it's scheduled. It's my link. Some of you want a waiting room every single meeting. So this is what will happen every single meeting that you can set up here, whether you want to have breakout rooms, whether you want the recording to go on automatically, because a lot of people forget, you want to allow people to share screens. This is a pretty good section. We do it the default based on recommended, but you can always change it and hit save changes and you're good there, okay? Because we have live interactive recordings, that section is important. And here's where you find them. Right here in your recording section. This is not where your avatars are stored, but this is your normal meeting recordings that are stored here, or you can actually upload it here. So you can watch it, you can download it, you want it on your computer, because sometimes you think, oh my God, my company has all my best content. What happens if I don't want to be with the company anymore? You can download any great session you have and store it on your computer forever. And then if you want to send it, like you see, it says instant meeting master default, but all these are stuff because I hit the edit button. So I can actually type in, are you ready for the moment? The description of it. What websites I want to share, what time I want to share them, thumbnails that I want people to see before they click on it. And thumbnails are important because otherwise people won't open it. And so that's where this is a really good section, whether it be in here or the avatar section. Also, a lot of you want to list your favorite websites ahead of time. When you share interactive websites, you can do that right here. You can add every single website, so you never have to type it in. You can literally click on your favorites when you start a meeting, which is a kind of a nice feature. Same thing with presentations. We talked about that we have a great Google Slide presentation machine. Here's where you would upload the presentation. It's a little tricky because it's Google Slides right now only, and you need to know your Google Slide ID number. And that's probably a whole separate training there. But this is where you would upload your presentation. And I'll play that for you. Here's our infamous now AI Studio, where I like to say, whether you're 18 to 80, anyone can make their own avatar video without being super cool or super trained. All you do here is you literally upload your favorite photo, and that would come from your computer or your camera. I mean, it's that simple. This is how easy it is to upload them or add another one by hitting the plus. When you want to choose your voice, if you've ever recorded your voice before, all you have to do is it's defaulted to me as my voice. But let's say, for instance, I've never done it before and I want to create a voice. This could be the simplest thing there is to do. Literally hit record voice. Talk to it for 30 seconds, title the name, write this description of remember the tone of the voice, because sometimes you may have some voices of yourself that are excited. You may have some that are more serious, some that are personal. I always click this to get rid of the background noise, and you hit tone, and instantaneously it will appear in this section as a voice for you to choose from. If you want to create the appearance that someone's working for you and you have a virtual assistant, you can upload a picture of anyone you like in the world, and then you can choose from some pre-made professional voices. Maybe you want someone to have a nice English accent, Australian accent, middle-aged, young, mature. All of these voices you get to choose from free of charge in order to do that. So you can actually create your own virtual employee to do that. Then when you're ready to record your script, so let's say I pick the picture, I type in the script, and then I hit AI Enhance. And the reason I hit AI Enhance to my script, it's not going to write the script for me, but it's going to read the script for me, and it's going to tell the picture on how their personality should be when they're reading those lines. Because some lines might be a joke, some lines might be serious, some lines might be thoughtful, some lines might be provoking. AI actually will read your script, your message, and make suggestions to the picture. And that's how, like, when I do those Tuesday night videos, it's so realistic. AI is telling the picture what to do. Now, you may disagree. So maybe you don't want it to exhale or sigh. You literally can cross this out and change to the behavior that you want. So you may say, I don't want him to sigh. I want him to cough. And you literally then hit AI Enhance again, and it'll put your suggestion in the script instead of the AI computer. Now you can go so far as to go to ChatGPT and ask for an AI generated script. You can literally say, I want a 1 minute script, I want a 2 minute script, and you could then rewrite it, whatever your process is. I just want you to know how it ends up being such a realistic picture. Then you can listen to it if you want before you generate it. Otherwise, you can literally add the URLs. When you add the URLs here, you won't be worried about what time they're going to appear. You can do that after it's done. And then you click here, and it'll say generate, and you'll be done. And then your immediate ones will be down here, and the longer ones that you have will be in your library. And this is where you could go again. You could share it, you could download it, edit it, discard it, all those kind of questions. So anything on that perspective, okay? Also down here, a lot of you go, we never really talk much about the enterprise plan. And so a lot of you don't realize you get two websites. You get one for people who are paying for their own licenses where they sign up. And then you also get one that is specifically to companies. And it's where the companies, and this is the link that you would send them, where it doesn't talk about the referral program, doesn't talk about compensation. It really talks about discounts for buying licenses in bulk. And you would share that link, and you guys still get paid the same, which is what's the best part of all, right? Is that all of a sudden, because someone's buying a lot of licenses, we don't pay you less. Some of the money you earn, we give to them in the discount. But in terms of if they buy 100 licenses and they're selling $10,000, $20,000 a month in sales for a company, we pay you the same on that $10,000 or $20,000 as if your neighbors bought it next door. So any questions on that overview and what you've seen so far? Okay. All right. And let me go a little more. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Santa.
Okay, if you go back to where you put that script on, where you make your script.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Okay. Right in that area, if your script isn't right, there is a little icon that'll tell you what's wrong with it. Somebody couldn't figure that out.
Ah,
So
okay.
if you go to add script, okay, then somewhere down here, when it prints out, it'll be in red that it doesn't work, and it'll give you three different there you go. Yeah. If those are
There it is.
if those are lit up in red, you got to figure out what you're doing wrong.
Great help. Great tip. Yep. But I always say,
as you know, Steve, I
that
made a lot of these, and I could use another 5 credits.
we'll get you those 5 credits.
Thank you.
Well, I'll even throw in an extra one. We'll make it 6.
Okay.
So, and again, the best way to learn is to experience, right? And that's the difference. Like you see, Santa is speaking from authority, right? You can tell when somebody's actually made a few. They don't even have to tell you, right? If you didn't make a credit or two, you would never know that section is there, right? That's somebody who's actually living it as you speak, right? Okay. So now let me go back here for a second. Okay. And let's see if my Wi-Fi is good enough actually to start a meeting here. Okay. All right. I think we're looking good today. Okay. So remember, before you join the meeting, right, you always want to make sure that your microphone, right, and your camera are hooked on the right device, because you may be surprised when you click on that drop-down menu, how many more devices are in your room or on your computer that could confuse that microphone or the camera. And you can actually test the sound. You can actually even test it where it says hear myself. You can hear what the sound sounds like in your room if you want to do that. Okay. And then you hit join meeting. Okay. So now I'm in my meeting. I already have my virtual background hooked up in this one. And once again, to clearly go through it, notice it's very Zoom-esque or Google Meet, and that's by design, and that's on purpose, because there's only about 1 billion people in the world trained on how to use Zoom and Google Meet. And so wherever we can be similar, we want to do that, okay? So if you want to mute your microphone, or I yell at you because I'm hearing your dishes, that's how you do that. You want to cooperate with me. If all of a sudden, there's somebody in the room behind you who's embarrassing you, you can block their camera. If you're the host and you want to click record, you just hit record one time, and then you don't worry about it. I'm going to skip settings for a second, and I'll come back to that. If somebody says, oh my God, I didn't know there was people who didn't speak English on this, and I wasn't prepared, I didn't set that up. Well, there's nothing to set up. All you do is you hit translate, you hit start translating, and now that person will choose their language from a drop-down menu that they're seeing. So you might have 10 people who pick 10 different languages that they're going to hear you in. And the reason it works is because we mute everyone else out. And so everyone is on mute. They will hear the language that they chose to hear you in. If they want to speak to you, they'll unmute you themselves, unless if you don't want to allow them, but allow them to unmute themselves. They'll speak to you. And if whatever language they're speaking, because yours is on English, you'll hear them in English. And to control that meeting and that experience, you're just going to want to have one person speak at a time. Because unlike a normal meeting, if you had 10 people interrupting, 10 people talking, the translation is just going to be confused. And so that's why we mute everyone. But the host has to remind people, we only want people speaking one at a time. And that's when it works great. And otherwise it looks like chaos and you go, we're not ready for prime time. The truth is we are ready for prime time. You just need to know how to use it. Okay. Then when you want to screen share like in the old fashioned way that Zoom does, share a tab, share a browser, you just click on screen share. Notice you'll see 3 buttons here, no matter what your browser is. You'll see one on the left, one in the middle, and you'll see your entire screen. We never use the entire screen one. Some block it out, don't allow you, some will still show it. And then you can click on your tab and you can get a little preview, you notice, of every tab. So you know you're sharing the right one. You don't have to worry before you hit it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I gotta find, I don't know where Tony is. I don't know. I don't know where he is. Sorry. Go ahead, Ebenezer. If I could.
Sure, thank you. Just a quick question. This morning I was attempting to share my websites with someone. That was the first time I had that experience. There was a red writing in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so I can't recall what it was, but I wasn't able to share the screen. And the person on the other side received a message saying, it was a blue screen they received, and they got something saying, we're loading something. We will seek to get access for you. I asked them what device they were using, and it was an iPad.
Yeah, no, you're right. We had that problem this morning. I think we fixed that this afternoon.
Okay.
So you should be good on that this afternoon. But we were having an issue with Safari.
Yes, it was an iPad.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So if you try it again later, it should work today. I apologize for that.
Okay, great. Thanks for clarifying that. I was scared for a moment. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. It normally works. I'm not sure what's happening, but
yeah.
Okay, great.
There's nothing worse than that, right? When you have that moment and you go, oh my God, you probably think I'm crazy, you know.
But he was gracious. He was gracious and he was understanding. So we have rescheduled.
Good.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. And just so you know, I appreciate your graciousness in that the way you handle that too, right? On our behalf.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. No problem.
All right. Go ahead, Santa. Or let's, that's an old one, right? Sorry about that.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh.
How many languages?
What's that?
How many languages are there that is on this?
There's 42 languages live, and there will be 155, I believe, in the reporting. So in fact, let me show you this a second on the reporting side. So hold on a second here.
So on a webinar, you can only have 42 languages.
Yeah, live it's 42.
Okay.
So here's where.
Interested in turning every webinar, text,
so that's
email,
English,
or
right?
live stream into an interactive moment? Then listen to
Now you can see it in Spanish.
Vuoi trasformare ogni webinar, messaggio, email o live stream in un momento interattivo? Allora ascolta qui.
And here it is.
Ogni giorno 550 milioni di persone guardano webinar. Si inviano 185 miliardi di messaggi.
Kind of cool. We have
si leggono 100
and here it
miliardi
is
di email.
In Spanish.
Okay. The ones that I did for Taco Bell,
cada webinar,
KFC,
mensaje, correo o directo en un momento interactivo y dinámico para todos.
So,
can I turn those into Chinese, or if
can
I
you what?
Or I turn my KFC one into French, I can send it to France.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. We're going to release that. We haven't released it yet.
Okay,
but that's going to be very soon. That's what we're hoping to do, as opposed to. But I could certainly do it for you in between, you know.
Well, you have a lot of other stuff to do, and I have a lot of stuff up that I'm working on anyway.
Yes.
So once you get that done, I'll just continue it. Not a big deal. Thanks.
Okay.
Steve,
all right.
Sorry.
Mary Marie.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ebenezer.
Can you spend an extra 30 seconds just going back to that video? Because I tried uploading one today, and the what you call it again, the volume, the audio wasn't coming on. at all.
Yeah. So the key is when you're sharing a video with audio, you need to do screen share, not share a website. That's the key. Yep. And we need to really make that point in the training. And I'll show you why. Is if you notice when I do screen share, you get those 3 buttons, right? Share tab, share. Underneath it says share this tab with audio. That's what allows the audio to play. Sometimes the light isn't on. 90% of the time it's on by default. But for some reason, if yours isn't on, you hit it. And I can't turn that on and share a website. That's why it doesn't always play depending on the player. But so hopefully that answers it for you. Go ahead, Terry Marie. Did you have a question or?
Yes. You said there's 42 live and 150 going to be 155 of the translations. Whoops. can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I'm saying that number could change. That's what we're thinking about going with, but it all depends on the final when released. But right now, the live is definite. The live is 42.
Is there a
41.
list somewhere of where they
Yeah,
are?
literally when I click if you log in, click the translate button, look and just hit the drop down menu. You'll see them. I'm saying so you can literally copy and paste them. I mean, we can certainly make
Okay.
that available on the list, but they're all literally right there in front of you. Right?
Okay, I didn't know if there was something already written. Okay, I'll do
Yeah.
that. Thanks.
And you're welcome. And then the 155. Hopefully, no one will need a list. Hopefully, we have pretty much everyone covered, right? In that one. And if you're looking for language 156, yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in you. Probably not going to be a big market for us, right? Find that person. Right? Anyone else have anything else today on this? Okay, so I do want to remind you guys that we have a special training if you can make it. If not, we are going to record it on Saturday, this Saturday. And we're really going to go heavy into the avatar training on that Saturday, as well as some business training. And we'll touch on everything, but we really want people to leave Saturday with understanding a business process, whether it be to build Nu Skin or Herbalife or Amway or your Shopify site, your insurance business, real estate business, or build a pitch yourself. I'm saying we're going to really help people understand that process and what's coming through, again, as well as some surprise training that you didn't expect with. Go ahead, Levon. You're on mute. Don't ask your best question where we can't hear it.
I want to give you a comment this time.
Oh, okay.
On Sunday, I was doing my recording, had a schedule, but I found I had some complications, getting it started on the timely fashion. But I did discover after I got back home that there's a way that I can test and get it set up, 30 minutes early, 15 minutes early, and that would relieve a lot of stress on you. But I just found that out. But
Right.
make sure someone else knows that as well.
Remember, that's my Magic Johnson training, right? Preparation is confidence, right?
It is.
100%, And that's why sometimes I'll say to people, if you have an important meeting coming up, and don't hesitate to reach out to me and say, can I have a quick rehearsal? I want to make sure I can do this. I don't want to, just let my guests be the guinea pig because they don't understand that I'm new at this. And so anytime you feel, that there's a high priority meeting for you, text me and let me know. And I'll give you that 5-minute run through to make sure you know how to share the website or like that mistake that Evanise was saying. Here is, she's doing everything right, but no one ever told her the audio is not going to play, even though you did it right, because we didn't inform. So that's what I meant is we can always do a dry run. Because sometimes in the share website, depending on the player embedded in that website, it will play. But I know it always works 100% of the time when you screen share.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And also, I do bother my upline sister Jackson. She helps me out at times too. So that's why you've been getting a little break.
I like that. I knew I liked her for a reason,
There you go.
Okay, anyone have anything else today? Otherwise, hopefully that, again, I know you can never get enough of step-by-step overall training, and we'll do that every day. So just knowing that when you invite people, They won't feel like they're walking into the jungle and they kind of miss the first day, of school. So we're happy to take people from the beginning to the middle to the end, and then also jump in and zero down in that. But you're going to see again, us really emphasize that, because I feel like once you learn the AI avatars, you kind of end up learning everything else, along with it in that perspective. So if that, otherwise, I remember tomorrow's our double header. We have the training in the afternoon. We have the business opportunity presentation at night, which, like you say, if there's a new person and you want us to know that we're speaking to them versus people who are already in the company, so that it'll be like if they're the only person that we've ever done a presentation to, they know absolutely nothing other than what you shared with them of why they should see it. Tomorrow night is the night to do that. Where the Saturday training is for you guys, right? And how to get people on Tuesday night phone calls. The way Nick was saying, how do I get a guy who is trying to sell me for me to sell him, right? And that happens all the time. And that's where I say to you that the key line is raising the curiosity. It's not about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions that make them want to have the answers. And it's a lot easier to talk to anybody that way, right? In that tone. All right. Okay, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy post-Mother's Day to everyone. That's also the guys, because all the guys have mothers too. So no one's left out of that wish, right? So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Steve, do you have the details for Saturday?
Do I happen to have what?
Details for Saturday's meeting?
The recording of today's meeting?
No, the details for Saturday's meeting.
I don't have it with me, but if you text me your email or phone number or put it in the chat, I'll send it to you, because I know it's in the Pitch Academy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's in
but
the-
I'll happy to. Yeah, it's in the Pitch Academy. I just don't have it at my fingertips.
How do I access it?
If you send me your email and phone number in the chat, I'll make sure you're on that. You get the whole.
Awesome. I appreciate-
I'll make sure you're in the academy so you get all the emails and get all that stuff.
Okay, great. I'll put my email now and my cell phone number.
Perfect. And I'm going to give it to
Thank
everyone
you.
else too, just so you know. So you may get strange phone calls now.
That's good. We may just try to negotiate and say, sign up for pitch, as it's you.
Exactly. Okay, I got this one covered. And I'm going to send this to Pamela, who will make sure you're in there right away. Okay, there it is. I'm putting it in now, so that way I know I won't forget. Okay, can you go first? And Nick as well. Okay. There it is. Hold on. And I need the phone number. Avanice gave it. But Nick, because it's WhatsApp, is in the academy. So I'm typing this to
I
her.
thought you meant the academy online. Okay.
Oh, no, but I'm saying that way you'll get all the information beyond what I'm going to send you today, right? 954.
Okay, great.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me type that in. 954 901 0530 is Avanice. And then Nick is 310 717 2937. Okay. Got it. And then I'll
Awesome.
follow up with a special email to you, Avanice. Okay. Terry, me, one more
Awesome.
thing before we go.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, hopefully it's quick. I had to change the credit card for on here for my payment, and I think I ended up doing something to where it's the beneficiary, and I can't get it back to match my checking account.
Okay. So when you hold on a second. Let me pull them here and tell me if this is where the section you were in. Okay. So you went here, you went to my account,
Payments.
right? No, well,
no.
payments is different than credit cards, right? So that's two
Right,
separate,
no, that
right?
part's fine. that
Okay,
did
so
it.
you're in this section.
I'm in there.
Okay, and
And the
You see where
top
it says
one,
edit information?
right, that one's,
So edit, and then above that, edit payment method and edit information. You can
the
change both.
edit payment method. That one,
Okay.
it's not saving it.
Okay.
Yeah, it keeps going blank and it keeps saying account holder name below must
Oh,
match
probably because it's not
beneficiary.
matching. Yeah, yeah. So
The
maybe
name's
change the benefit.
matching.
Maybe it's all the information. So
I
just
put
change.
it in 3 times.
Okay. All right. Then we'll have
And it's
somebody
not-
reach out to you.
Okay, you want me to email them and,
Yeah. Email
Just-
support at
okay,
mypitch.com and I'll tell them to look for it right after this phone call.
okay, because I'm using the letter I had the bank sent me, so,
No, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're doing it right. I'm sure that it's one of those, somebody else will look at it and they'll figure it out in 2 seconds, right?
okay, and let them know it's the beneficiary update payment method.
Yeah. It's
That
say
I
it's
can't
not
get
saving
rid
it.
of. Okay, I'll give them print screens too.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. See you in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.